Happy 2025, everyone. It's Gathering the Magic. We're all gathering the magic. Okay, kids, let's go through the market. It is January 5th, and we are in 2025. Can you believe it? I think this is going to be a great year for Splinterlands. So let's get started with the tokens. Okay, SPS, we had a nice bump in the last 24 hours. All the tokens went up. Hive had a huge pump last night. So that's pushed some of the prices up. So SPS still under a penny at 0.0091. Vouchers are sitting at 1.27 cents. And then DEC, for 1,000 DEC, you're looking at 86 cents. So nice rebound in all the tokens there. Vouchers, not sure if Alpha's kind of cooled off a little bit, so I wanted to check to see how the voucher supply was. We've only gone up about 150,000 over the last 2 weeks, so we've gained about 11,000 a day. You guys know that we print 40,000 vouchers a day, so we're still using a pretty decent amount of that supply, but it is starting to tick back up. SPS burn, 2 weeks ago we had that huge burn. So you can kind of see it looks like every once a month there's like a huge 2 million SPS burn. So we had a huge burn, there 4 weeks, 6 weeks ago, then it calmed back down. 2.7 million a couple weeks ago. Now we're back to 300,000. So SPS changed for the last 2 weeks. We burned about an average of 21,000 SPS a day. And you can see the total supply here. We're still sitting above 2.86 billion tokens. Okay, on to packs. So has there been any price movement? Really not a whole lot of movement in the older packs. You can see alphas are still sitting at $45. Beta had a little bit of a rebound, but historically it's been right around $9 a pack, $9 to $10. Still sitting at 20,000 packs. Untamed still sitting right around 750 a pack. Really no a lot of movement in Untamed, 44,000 packs there. Dice sitting at $7.90 a pack, a little over 5,000 of those. Orb sitting at $8.49, just over 6,700 orb packs. And now Chaos Legion. So Chaos Legion, as you can see, going back, the last couple of months, has been slowly drifting higher. We had 32 cents, maybe even as low as 28 cents as a low. Now we've pretty much doubled that. We're at 52 cents. If you guys go on the market or go on Hive and check that out, you'll see that there's only like 3 or 4 sellers at between the 52 and like 70 cent range. So I think it's like maybe just 300 or 400 packs that are being sold in that range. So very quickly we might bounce back up to about 70 cents a pack. So everyone that's gotten used to, 30, 40 cent Chaos Legion packs, those days may be coming to an end. So if you're one of those people that think that we're going to get a ton of new players and they're going to want cheap packs, the sub 50 cent Chaos Legion packs may be gone. We'll see. There could be a dip like we saw before where it went to 50 and then down to 46. I personally don't think you're ever going to see 30-cent Chaos Legion packs again, even with 2 million left. But hey, who knows? But you can see here over the last 2 weeks, we've just opened about 5,500 packs. So the pack opening has slowed down. That's why the supply hasn't really dwindled that much, but yet the price has been trending higher. Rift Watchers. So Rift Watchers is kind of an interesting set. You can see the price has been kind of steady between $1.85 and $1.90. Currently we're down to $1.70. Not a lot of movement in the packs, but there are a few that did get open to the jackpot prizes. I believe Royal Eagle said he added 100 Rift Watcher packs. So I think 1 or 2 have been open, so don't be surprised if you get a jackpot prize. You may get a beta pack or you may get a Rift Watchers pack. Okay, and now Rebellion. So Rebellion is always the hot topic, especially in Discord. Prices on Rebellion packs have been drifting higher. $3.95 currently. I think by the time I do the market watch another couple weeks from now, it's going to be in the low fours, probably 405, 408, somewhere in there. There's really not a lot of people selling under $4. The circulating supplies, you can see when we sold out of Rebellion, we were right at 74,229 packs left unopened. And now 2 weeks later, we're at 71,129. So in 2 weeks, we've opened 3,100 packs. Now, just to put that in perspective, if we continue to sell that many packs every day or open that many packs a day, in less than a year, every Rebellion pack will be opened. Now, of course, we're not going to get to that point. There's going to be ebbs and flows. We've got some older sets like, Beta and Untamed that, if you sold so many per day, they'd be gone. But just to kind of put it in perspective, if we keep opening at this rate, which I don't think we're opening, a super amount, 1 or 200 a day, maybe not seem like a big deal. But as we get closer and closer to April, to Conclave Arcana, and I think it's going to be maybe a month or two after Conclave Arcana, once people rush in, get through the pre-sale, build their deck, see how strong the cards are, or, they're going to fill in gaps in their deck, and then they're going to say, hey, okay, I've got my Conclave Arcana where I need it to be. These are the gaps that I still have in Rebellion that I need to fill. So by that point, by April, it looks like we're going to have maybe 50 to 55,000 packs left, unless there's a big surge. So it's going to be interesting to see what Rebellion does. But I would not be surprised at all if by, April you're looking at probably $4.50 for a Rebellion pack. So just saying. Okay, so let's move on to sets. So starting with Alpha. The Alpha common floor, as you can see, has doubled. So we were 45 cents a couple weeks ago. Now we're at 90. So the commons are in that 90 cents to 3.38 range. So the commons are really starting to move. The rest of the set is pretty much staying the same, for each rarity. You can see here the rares are selling about $1.50 to 11. Epics 2.50 to 12. Legendaries 18 to 50. And just a note on the legendaries, there's only 6 of the 9 available for sale. So 3 of the legendary alpha cards have no cards on the market. Okay, next for the gold foils. I've mentioned this before. There's only one gold foil common under $20. It's sitting at $16.65. Then the highest price common is at $209.85. The rares, you're sitting at $45 to up to almost $1,500. But of course, that's where you only have a single copy of that gold foil rare. Epics, $298 to $1,500. And then for the gold foil legendaries, there's only a single copy of the Lord of Darkness at $2,450. Okay, the promo cards for Alpha, as you can see, not a whole lot of movement from 2 weeks ago. The common is still at 8, the rares at $14.45. The epic came down a little bit from $370 to $290, and the legendary is still sitting there at $550. And same with your gold foils. There's no gold foil promos other than the rare, and it's still sitting there at $98. Okay, moving on to beta prices. You can see here from 2 weeks ago to now, the regular foils are pretty much trading in the same range, no movement there. Same with your gold foils. If you look at the floor of the gold foil cards, commons you're looking at, $1.75 to $2 for the floor. Gold foil rares sitting at $7. Gold foil epics, $29, $30 is the floor, and then a gold foil legendary anywhere from $260 to $300. So not a lot of movement at all in the beta cards. And then if you look at the promos, pretty much the same story. The only thing to really talk about are the high-end cards, Prince Julian and Archmage Arius. You can see they've trended lower over the last several months. Prince Julian trending down from $1,700 down to under $600, and then Archmage Arius from $695 down to $441. Your gold foils, you're looking at $16.64 for the common, and that is a summoner, and then your gold foil rare sitting at $45. Okay, moving to Untamed. Has there been any big movement in Untamed? For the base cards, really not any movement except for the high-end legendaries. We'll get to that in a minute. And your gold foil commons, you can see still sitting in the same range, 50 cents floor for a gold foil common, $2 for a rare, $10 to $11 for a gold foil epic, and then $50 to about $70 the floor for a gold foil legendary. So your key legendary cards, Kitty had a little bit of a bump, going from $39 back above $50 to $52.90. Llama has cooled down a little bit. It was as high as $53 a month ago. Came down to $38 2 weeks ago. Now it's down to under $27. Jotun just above $40. He's been pretty consistent. And then Kron has continued to drift lower, so Kron is now actually under $7, sitting at 634. Your gold foils, though, Kitty and Llama, are still not on the market. Jodin is still sitting there for $15.50, and then gold foil Kron just over 100 at $101. Your promo cards, Halfling Alchemist, came down to $1.52. Chain Golem had a big dip, down from $14.56 a couple weeks ago down to $4.26. So this is the cheapest, as you can see, for Chain Golem. So if there's someone out there that wants a Chain Golem card, this is the first time I've seen it under $5 in quite a while. Mighty Dricken sitting at $14.77. And then your gold foil versions, the gold foil Halfling Alchemist at $232.80, and your Chain Golem at $470.25. Okay, dice. So the big news with dice is for your regular foils, for the rares, which are your summoners. Mylor had been pushing $5, per BCX. There are several copies. They're now under $2. I think there's like 5 copies under $2. So if you want to get a cheap Mylor, now's the time to get it. Before it probably pops back up to $3 or $4 a BCX. Other than that, the regular cards are still the same price. Looking at your gold foils, 53 cents for the floor for the commons. $2.20 for a gold summoner I still think is a good price. So the cheapest one is $2.20, and then Mylor is the one that is $22.50. Gold foil epics, $10 to $14.50. Gold foil legendaries, $68 to just under $187. Okay, moving on to Orb, another small set. Regular cards, not really anything to talk about, pretty much the same prices as they have been. Same with the gold foils. There's only one gold foil epic again. There's only 2 in the set, so the Wizard a couple weeks ago was $89, now he's down to $79. And then a couple of the gold foil legendaries came down in price. The Warlord that had been $700 consistently came down to $666. And then your gold foil Corrupted Pegasus came down from $1,400 to $1,000. Okay, moving on to Chaos Legion. Base cards, pretty much the same. You guys know there's just a ton of Chaos Legion out there. Not a whole lot of movement for the base cards. Gold foils, the gold foil epics, the cards I like to focus on, are still mainly in that $3 to $5 range. There is a single copy of one of the neutral ones that's $12, so that's why that one's priced a little bit higher. But pretty much every card is still in that $3 to $5 range. And then for your gold legendaries, we are pushing very close to that $20 floor to $50. So that's been kind of the norm, getting around $20 to anywhere from $50 to occasionally $100 legendary. Moving on to your soulbound cards, the commons, you can see 5 to 9 cents. Your rares, 23 to 33 cents. Your epics, 121 to 156. And then your legendary, just under $6 to $9. The gold foil commons, $1.29 to $2.50. The rares, $6.10 to $35. Gold foil epics, $33.49 to $121. And then finally, your gold foil legendaries, $133 to $275. And the word of note for all the gold foils is the liquidity on these are very low, especially the epics and legendaries. There's some of them there's only single copies of, and the legendaries, I believe even half of them, there's not even a single copy on the market. So if you're interested in those cards, definitely go check out the market and just see how low those liquidity is on those cards. Okay, your Chaos Legion promo cards. Let's see, is there anything really big here in movement? The only real thing that stood out to me is I think for the first time that I've noticed, well, actually, it's been over the last month that Waka has gone above Lux in price. For quite a while, if you look back a couple of months, Lux Vega was selling at twice what Waka is, and then Waka kind of closed the gap, took the lead, and now Waka is actually more pricey than Lux Vega, at least the regular foil. You get to the gold foil, and you can see here Waka came down actually quite a bit from $888 to $550. But Lux Vega is still holding above 3,000 for a gold foil version. Moving on to Rift Watchers. Once again, Rift Watchers is just kind of the forgotten set. The only real card that I ever see played is Inevitable. So you've got Inevitable down to $19, and then for the gold foil Inevitable, It's still selling or listed at $180, but really not a whole lot of movement at all in any of the Rift Watcher cards or prices. Okay, moving on to Rebellion. So how is Rebellion faring? So the core set, as you can see here, holding very strong. Prices very consistent month to month. Your commons in that 5 to 30 cent range. Rares basically 10 to 12 cents to just around $2. Your epics, 30, 40 cents to the floor to, $2.50, $3. And then your legendaries anywhere from 250 up to tofu prices. And you can see tofu has been consistently above 50, between 50 and $60 per BCX. Your gold foils, 68 cents to $4. Rares, $1.20 to 10. Epics, right around 8 to 20. And then your gold legendaries, floor right around $40 to $3.75. And the soulbound cards actually are selling. I've been selling some commons and rares in the marketplace, and they sell pretty consistently. Prices 7 to 10 cents for a common, 32 to 40 cents for a rare, $1.80 to $2 for an epic, and then 10 to 11 for a legendary. Gold foils don't sell as well or as often, but you can see the prices here. The cards of note are really the epics. Not very many people are willing to spend the DEC to unlock those cards, so when they're on the market, they are very pricey. There are a few available here, and you can see they're between $55 and $58. Okay, looking at your legendary cards. So for your legendaries, Kai is at 483, Akane's still at 14, Rage at 15, Darg at 14, Venka at 23, Lorcus came down a little bit to 33, Cryptic is at 20, Tofu just under $60, EMP at 1779, Nidhogger at 25, and then Risk Eldrath at 14. Gold foil prices here. The one of note is Kai. You can see Kai was consistently, 75, $50, $40. It's come from 40 all the way up to $140. So that's definitely the big price mover of the week. Akane still just above 90. Rage 178. Darg 73. Venka at 200. Lorcus at 200. Cryptic at 144. Tofu at $375. 99 for EMP. Nidhogger just under 100, and Risk Eldrath at 168. Okay, finally for your promo cards, Grabard Smith came down a little bit from that, doubling from 3 to 6 down to just under $5. But still, $5 is, too pricey if you can get a gold foil for, under 16. So definitely lean that way. Mantaroth, $34.50 for the regular foil, just under 160 for the gold. The Enforcer, $1.14, $4.05 for the gold. Baron Fiat, $4.90 and just under $40 for the gold. Mana Warden, $13 and then $2.68 for the gold. Sanctus, this one was interesting. There are no single BCX copies. I was like, where's Sanctus listed? The cheapest one is $65 and that's for a level 4. So there are no individual copies for sale currently. The gold foil is available for $19. Eleanor at $42.75, gold foil Eleanor at $5.49, Night Stalker at $2.61, the gold foil at $18.71, Delia at $47.50 and the gold foil at $2.99, Rune Arcanist at $3.48 and the gold foil at $44.55. You can see a huge price jump there. Rick Loneman at $1.90 and that is for multiple BCX. I believe it's a level 2. Still no gold foils on the market, so don't think you're going to see that in the distant future. Mossbender, $1.79 and the gold foil at just under 16. Neffet at 35 and the gold foil at 450. And then finally Ulfga at $17 and the gold foil at just under 170 at 168.85. Okay guys, there you have it. There is the Market Watch for 2025, January 5th, episode 27. I'll upload part 2 in a little bit. We'll just do a deep dive. We'll go to the market. We'll see the cards. We'll look at the liquidity and how many are in circulation. So stay tuned for part 2 shortly. So until next time, guys, stay the course, keep on forging, and have fun. Take care.